Your paycheck is growing, but your real wealth should grow faster. In your 20s, you can have more freedom and more wealth if you learn to fight lifestyle inflation, not chase it. The problem isn't that you spend wildly, it's that small upgrades multiply as your income grows, and you barely notice until the gap opens. I call the plan the inflation fence, a practical setup you can actually maintain. Step 1 is to build a clean baseline. You do this by tracking every dollar for a month, then labeling each expense as a need, a want, or a waste. Keep it simple. Needs are rent, utilities, groceries, transport, essential insurance. Wants are dinners out, new clothes, upgraded tech, monthly streaming fees. Waste is anything you wouldn't miss if it disappeared. At the end of the month, you'll know what you can safely cut or keep flat. Step 2 is to make a hard rule about raises. When your income goes up, your spending doesn't automatically rise with it. Instead, commit to a raise allocation. At least half or more goes to savings and investments. A portion can cover a small planned increase in needs, and the rest remains as a buffer against future surprises. This sounds strict, but it's a shield against creeping inflation. It keeps your baseline steady while your earnings push you forward instead of outward. Step 3 is to use 3 buckets every month. A needs bucket stays within your baseline. A wants bucket funds the small joys you've planned. An investments bucket grows your future. Needs should reflect your baseline plus a tiny CPI bump each year. Wants stay level or drift only with a predefined cap, not with every raise. Investments grow with automated transfers and time, not impulse. To make this work, automate everything. Set up automatic transfers from your checking into a savings account and into your retirement accounts on the day you get paid. Automate the raise rule too. When you get a raise, the first chunk goes to investments and the rest can adjust your needs if you really need more, but not to fund a bigger lifestyle. An emergency fund is essential. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Put that fund in a high-interest savings account or a liquid instrument so you can reach it fast if life throws a curveball. Next, invest early and simply. Start with broad market index funds or an ETF. The goal is to keep costs low and let compounding do the heavy lifting over years. Open an IRA or contribute to a 401k if your job offers one. If you can, capture the employer match. It's free money that boosts the fence you're building. Keep your investment plan boring on purpose. Dollar cost averaging, rebalancing once a year, and staying away from hot tips keeps you from overthinking and chasing the next fad. Step 4 is about experiences, not guilt. You still want to live well and learn new things. The trick is to separate the fun budget from your core spending and commit to a cap that won't break the fence. Give yourself a monthly experience fund and set a clear ceiling. If you don't spend it all, roll any leftover into investments or your emergency fund, not into bigger gear. Sometimes people worry that this approach means you're boring. In reality, it gives you more options over time because you aren't financing a bigger debt machine with every raise. Here's a simple side hustle thought. If you pick up a small extra income, decide in advance how much of it goes to the fund and how much to spend. It protects you from lifestyle inflation even when money arrives quickly. Let me walk through a concrete example. Suppose you start with $3,000 a month after tax with a simple plan. 15% to retirement, 10% to an emergency fund, and a fixed cap for wants. When you get a 300 raise, you move 150 to investments and 100 to the cushion, and you keep wants steady. Your take-home grows, but your lifestyle doesn't explode. That concrete shift is the core habit. Your income goes to your future before it can buy you more stuff. It sounds small, but it compounds. Big expenses are the real test. If you need a new phone, sofa, or car, set a separate plan and wait a quarter while you compare prices. The time test trick helps you avoid impulse upgrades. If you still want it after a cooling-off period, include it in your wants bucket with a fixed cap. But you should still allow yourself some growth and fun. The trick is to keep it within the plan. Review and adjust once a year. Sit down with your numbers, not your ego. If you got a raise or a change in expenses, adjust the allocations, but keep the rule that savings rise with income. Add a quick weekly habit to stay on track. Spend 10 minutes each week glancing over receipts, transfers, and your upcoming paycheck. Small nudges beat big, surprising mistakes. If you're in debt, handle that first. Take the highest interest loan or credit card and chip away at it with the same raise rule, so you don't compound debt alongside your wealth. A few quick reminders tend to help in real life. Don't chase luxury upgrades to feel like you're keeping up. Don't pretend the fence isn't there when your friends buy shiny toys and you feel tempted to mimic them. Instead, focus on what the fence buys you: time, options, less stress about money, the chance to take bigger bets later because you've built a stable base now. You'll still experience normal life in your 20s. You'll travel, you'll eat out occasionally, you'll buy gear you like. The difference is, you're deciding when and how those things happen, not letting money decide for you. If you're new to money talk, start small. Pick one rule to try for the next 90 days, like automating investments or freezing discretionary spend, and watch how it changes your mindset and your numbers. The payoff isn't a skyrocket in luxury, it's quiet progress that doesn't require perfect discipline every day, just consistent choices over months and years. The core idea isn't about depriving yourself, it's about directing money toward your future in a way that still keeps room for life, curiosity, and growth. If you want a simple checklist to print, write this down. Baseline, raise rule, 3 buckets, automate, emergency fund, invest, review, and a separate fund budget with a cap. Use it as your monthly compass and you'll feel less surprised by money and more in control. And if you want to reach a larger goal, like buying a home or starting a business later, you'll have the cushion to take calculated risks without sacrificing security. Finally, remember that this is a habit, not a one-time plan. You'll improve as you practice, not as you promise yourself. The small, steady moves are the real wealth builders. If you found this approach useful, give it a try and tell me how it goes in the comments. I'd love to hear your tweaks, your wins, and what you found hardest to stick to. If you want more ideas like this, hit the like button, subscribe for more practical money habits that fit a busy life in your 20s, and leave a comment with one change you're going to commit to this month.